I want to bring in now a man who knew Shane well, a sporting legend himself, AFL great Sam Newman. Welcome to the program. The world's not going to be the same without Shane Keith Warne.
No, it's not. I feel a little embarrassed, a little humbled that I seem to be the spokesman for the outpouring of grief that many people who probably wouldn't grieve any more than you or I, but those who are much closer to him, his family. So I just say that. I don't want people to think
you were close to him.
Oh, no, I was very close to him. And my relationship with him, I knew him not because of his cricket. I'm not really a great cricket follower. I was introduced to him maybe 30 years ago, and he was so engaging and so interested in who I was. Not that he probably knew who I was from my sporting, what I did in sport, but he was the most genuine, loyal. You have acquaintances in life, you have friends, and then you have unconditional friends, and he was a fine man. And it's very good you mentioned all the things that he copped some flack over, but underneath that was the most engaging and genuine person I've ever met. And I'm of a different generation. I'm a quarter of a century older than Shane. I'm 25 years older than him. And the respect he showed me whenever we went out, and we went out a bit in the earlier days and played a lot of golf. He was always so not worried, always so attentive as to that I was all right and I was being looked after, and he would single me out if we went into a function. He was just and you know, the worst thing, the great thing about doing this, but the worst thing is that you tend to not be able to say what you want to say because you are. But I hope I don't. I hope I can speak without getting too emotional about it. But
well, we've all got emotional in recent days. He was someone so special. He was such a loyal friend. You mentioned that loyalty. He would stick with you. Once he liked you and he considered you a friend, he was so generous with his time, trying to help you out. And I know you lost your beautiful wife last year, tragically, and Shane was there for you.
He, amongst all, and you know, some of my close friends, but he had cricket and engagements and promotions going on, and he was so keen and so attentive and so concerned about me. And I said, Shane, he said, no, mate. He said, I'm here, he's just a very he was the most competitive person. Gave no inch. He belted me around the ears when we played golf. He loved it.
He was good at. Did he get a hole-in-one in Augusta?
He got the only hole-in-one. If you are familiar, not a lot of people are, but if you're familiar with the 16th hole in Amen Corner, it's called, in Augusta, the pin placement on, I think the third day, is up on the right-hand, top right-hand. No one has ever, no
professional golfer,
man, woman or beast, has ever.
Except SK Warne.
SK Warne. And they sent him over a plaque and a thing, and every time he showed that to me. And he parred the course at St Andrews.
Wow.
In
fiercely
a golf,
competitive.
Fiercely competitive.
And he was funny, wasn't he?
He was. He had a great sense of humour, and he was self-deprecating. He knew he was a star, but he didn't. He was a modest person, and he was polite. And the people I introduced him to, my friends, who just he was so attentive and so interested in them. And
That's
I know
what women say. I know a lot of women who are very fond of him. I'm not talking about romantic relationships, but they all mention his beautiful manners, which when you think about Shane Warne, the larrikin, you don't think beautiful manners come into it, but he was charismatic, but he also was just beautifully mannered. He was raised well.
Had fantastic selective manners. When he was selective, he would, you know, amongst us at a game of golf, anything went.
Oh.
But in public, and in public with the people he met and were introduced to, he was a credit to his family, and they should be really proud of him, no matter what anyone says. And it's just hard to. I spoke to him on the way to the airport. He was after, I can say this, he was after an old Mustang he wanted to buy, and I was trying to source one for him, and I said, I'll send some photos over. He said, no. He said, we'll go and have a look at it when I get back. And it's just hard to believe he just won't be back.
So that was on his way to the airport to go to Thailand. You had that conversation.
Yep, I did. Anyhow. So I hope he gets I hope he gets what he deserves. I don't. No monument or no title or whatever. He would deserve every one of them. And if people say, "Oh, we're going over the top a bit," you just think of a reason why you wouldn't name something or give him a title or do whatever. Just think of a reason why you wouldn't do that, because plenty of people who have got those titles probably wouldn't hold a candle to him. Well, they would. That's unfair to say.
No,
that.
no. I mean, his achievements are unquestionable. But he was also a great Victorian. He promoted Melbourne in particular more than anyone else I can think of ever. I mean, the Tourism Authority should be giving him some sort of an award, because he never missed an opportunity to promote Melbourne, and what a wonderful place it is to live.
Eddie McGuire wrote a great op-ed. I don't know if it's been published or it's come out, but about how he almost single-handedly got the Big Bash cricket caravan going, and had it not been for him, and it probably wouldn't have happened. So he was generous with his time to. I mean, he was just generous to. Hard to know what else to say, really.
Well, what will you miss most about him?
Well, what I miss is he would dance in the dark, laugh in the sunshine, and walk down memory lane. That was Shane.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for sharing those memories. He was special, wasn't he? And he had those eyes. Remember, he had those mesmerising eyes. One blue eye, one green eye.
I'll tell you what, Rita. This is a sign of someone who is genuine. I know this will sound trite and pretty pithy. If you shook his hand, he would look you in the eye until they almost burnt. He would never lose eye contact with you, because he wanted to know that he's engaged with you, and it wasn't just a passing fad or a tradition. He wanted to genuinely know it was a pleasure to meet you.
It was special. Thank you, Sam Newman.